Hi class, this is an orientation video for college algebra at AUM section H. This is the only online section, I think, of college algebra this semester. So it meets online from 9:25 to 10:40 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's now Monday evening, and Sunday evening rather. The first meeting will be Tuesday morning of this week. My name is Rhodes Peel. I had a long career at AUM, but I'm now retired. My appointment here at AUM was 1990, and I retired a few years ago, but I still teach occasional courses. I'm an adjunct instructor at AUM. I have two e-addresses. My home address, all this material, by the way, is in your course syllabus, but I want to go over it again. My home address is here, howellrhodes@gmail.com. That's the preferred one because I consult it frequently. My school address is rpeel@aum.edu. If you use this one, you'll probably get a reply quicker than if you use the AUM address. I don't have an AUM telephone, but I do have a personal cell phone. It's a local number, so it's 328-5973. You can call me at any time. If you call me during my office hours, I'll have my cell phone next to me. I'll answer immediately. If you call at any other time, I may not answer, but you can leave a text message and I'll get back to you. So there are two texts for the course. There's the softbound College Mathematics for Business and Economics, Life Sciences, Social Sciences, it's 14th edition now. This is also available as an ebook, and if you get it through AUM, you can save some money probably. Also, there's a workbook that AUM faculty prepared, and you need both of these. So let's go over how the course is going to be delivered. For the first couple of weeks at least, I'm going to be preparing YouTube videos, and you should watch these in advance of the class meeting. And then we'll have our normal virtual class, and this will be delivered as a Zoom conference. Class, I have some experience making these YouTube videos because in the spring semester, AUM went fully online for the last third of the course of the semester. And we all had to scramble and find out ways to deliver the course material to our students. So I prepared, I think about 14 YouTube videos. I have some experience doing that. I have much less experience with Zoom. So to be quite honest with you, these initial YouTube videos are to get us over the hump until I can acquire some competence in using the Zoom software. So I hope you'll be patient with me for the first couple of weeks. Now, we don't have face-to-face interaction this semester. There's a danger here that we may have poor communication may develop because we're not meeting person to person. So to address that issue, I have a new homework policy. You'll have the usual ungraded homework, and this is where you really teach yourself the material. So I'll make problem assignments directly from the textbook and the workbook. You should study the textbook and the workbook first, and only then try to do the exercises. Many students in math have a bad habit of first looking at the exercises and then, only if necessary, using the textbook. It's better to study the book first and then do the exercises. Even though it may take longer, it's a better way of learning. Now, this is very important. we're going to have nearly daily graded homework. So at most class meetings that are not test days, I'm going to give you about 5 problems to solve, and I'm going to give you a week to write up your solutions. And I hope that this will give good feedback, and we'll have interaction, and I'll see how you're progressing in the course. And this will pretty much force you to keep the course up to date. So this may be the difference between success and failure in this course, because we're in uncharted territory this semester. We aren't having face-to-face meetings. We have to do something to compensate for that, and I hope this will compensate. Now, this graded homework is a quarter of your grade, so you can't really you have to take it seriously. All right, let's just take about 5 or 10 minutes and go ahead and get started on the material. So the topic is linear equations and inequalities, and it's in section 1.1 of your text. So we're just going to concentrate for a few minutes on linear equations. All right, and I have about half a dozen of them that we can practice. Here's the first one. X plus 5 is 13. So x represents an unknown value. We want to find the number such that if we add 5 to it, we get 13. What number do you add to 5 to get 13? Pretty easy, isn't it? The solution is, you can probably do it in your head. Maybe you've already done it in your head. You subtract 5 from both sides of the equation. So x is 8. Nothing to it, right? Here's the next one. 5 times x is 35. So when we write a number and an unknown next to each other, and we can either omit the centered dot or leave it out, it means we multiply. So what we're asking here is, what number has the property that if you multiply it by 5, you get 35? That's easy, isn't it? Just divide both sides by 35 and you have your answer. So what's 35 over 5? 7, right? So x is 7. Easy to check. Put a 7 there. 5 times 7 is 35, and we can check this one too. 8 plus 5 is 13. Here's the third one. 3x plus 7 is 19. So here we have two operations. We're starting with the number x, we're tripling it, and then we're adding 7, and we want that answer to be 19. We want the sum of these two terms to be 19. What value should we give to x? So look at the left side, there are two steps. We're multiplying x by 3, and then to that product we're adding 7. So to solve the equation, you reverse those steps. What was the second step? We added 7, so subtract 7 from both sides. Now 19 minus 7 is 12, isn't it? and then divide both sides by 3, and you have your answer. So x is 4. I hope you could read my handwriting here. This was a 7. Now let's check the answer. Take the number 4 and put it there. So 3 times 4 is 12, 12 plus 7 is 19. Okay, here's our fourth one. 4, and now we're going to have parentheses. 4 times x minus 3 is 20. So let's solve this equation. Now, a lot of students, maybe even the majority, would remember something called the distributive law. And the first step would be to distribute the factor 4 over these two terms and to rewrite the left side as 4x minus 12. That's not incorrect, but it just slows the solution down by a step. Here's another way to solve the problem that is a little bit quicker. Look at the left side of the equation. Forget the right side, just look at the left side. If you have a value for x in mind, how would you calculate the left side? The steps would be subtract 3 from x and then multiply by 4. So the order was first subtract and then multiply. So to solve the equation, undo those two operations. The last one was multiply, wasn't it? So the first thing that we undo is the multiplication. So we divide by 4. Okay, now when I divide the left side by 4, it cancels, doesn't it? 4 over 4 just is 1, so it disappears. And on the right side, I have 20 over 4, which of course is 5. All right, so x minus 3 is 5, and now we undo the first operation, which was to subtract 3. So we add 3 to both sides, and we get 8, so x is 8. Let's check the answer. I'm going to write out the check here. I did it just verbally in the previous examples. But I'm actually going to write out the steps for you. Put in 8 here. Okay, 8 minus 3 is 5. Now the center dot is not a decimal point. It means multiply. So 4 times 5 is 20. That's true, of course, isn't it? That's a check mark. So this value satisfies this equation. It's the correct value that we should give to x to make this statement true. Okay, one more. Or 2 more, actually. 3x plus 7 equals 7x minus 5. Okay, now notice we have x on both sides of this equation. In the previous 4, we only had 1x. The strategy we use here is we get the x terms. See, here's an x term, there's an x term. We get the x terms on one side and the constant terms on the other. So we want the 3x over on the right, so we subtract 3x from both sides. We're going to subtract 3x from the left, we're going to subtract 3x from the right. I don't really know if you need this extra step, but I'll put it in. Okay, So 7 times x minus 3 times x is 4 times x, right? Okay, so it's now simpler. Now we only have 1x. Here we had an x on the left and x on the right. Here we just have 1x. Now to finish, we're going to add 5 to both sides. So 12 is 4x, and the final step is to divide by 3. Divide by 4 rather, and the 4 will cancel. So 12 over 4 is 3, isn't it? Okay, so x should be given the value 3. This is the solution. Let's check it. Put a 3 here and a 3 here. So 3 times 3 is 9. Now 9 and 7 is 16, right? So the left side has the value 16. 7 times 3 is 21, and 21 minus 5 is also 16. So if we use the value 3, we make the left side equal to 3 and the right side equal to 3. So we found the right answer there. One more. I'm going fast, by the way, class, because I try to keep these YouTube videos to about 15 to 25 minutes. So if I were doing this on Zoom, I would go slower. Okay, so this time we have 2 x's, but the x's are both on the left side of the equation. So this is the left side, here's the left side, here's the right side. Now, how do we solve this? Well, what we need is a common denominator so we can add these 2 fractions together. So what we're going to do is multiply, what is the common denominator for 2 and 3? The smallest number that's a multiple of 2 and 3 is 6, isn't it? So we're going to multiply all 3 terms by 6. I'll put in an extra step. 6x over 2 plus 6 times x minus 1 over 3 is 6 times 5. Now let's simplify. 6 over 2 is 3, so 3x. 6 over 3 is 2, so this is 2 times x minus 1. 6 times 5 is 30. Okay, we're making progress here. What have we gained? We still have the same number of terms, but we no longer have fractions to bother us. Now here I would use the distributive law. Distribute the 2 over these 2 terms, as you learn how to do in your algebra in high school. So 2 times x is just 2 times x. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. So 3x plus 2x minus 2 is 30. Add 2 to both sides, so we have 3x plus 2x is 32. Now we need to combine. 3x plus 2x is 5x. And so what value for x has the property that if we multiply it by 5 we get 32? We'll divide 32 by 5. So x is 32 over 5. Now you can do this in your head. 32 over 10, you'd move the decimal point 3.2. So 32 over 5 should be twice that, so 6.4. So that is our answer. X is 6.4. Okay, is a decimal point. Don't confuse decimal points with products. So this is 6 4/10, but this on the other hand was 6 times 5. So this is a centered dot, and this dot is on the line of type. So there we are, 6.4. You should check this with your, either by hand or with your calculator. Convince yourself that if you put the value 6.4 here and here and do this calculation, which will take you a little bit of time to work out, the answer will be 5. All right, I went fast, but I didn't have much time. We can slow things down on the YouTube videos. This will get us started. And be patient with me, by the way, the first week or two when I'm learning Zoom, because I'm brand new to it. I have no experience. But I'll try to pick it up as quickly as I can. All right, let's have a good semester, and I'll see you Tuesday morning.